Okay. All right, next comedian, Mark Batalla. Woo! He brought a real life person, y'all. You gotta clap.
Thank you. It's my first time here as well, so this guy, I'm gonna have to feel it all out. First thing you might notice about me, I've been growing my hair out pretty long. That's because it drives the ladies wild over at the cancer ward. I like to skateboard around town. Like, if I see a rail, I'll grind on it. If I see a bench, I'll grind on it too. It's gotten to the point where the landowners have been starting to set up obstacles because they've gotten sick and tired of me coming on their property. So, I noticed that ejaculation joke shot over a couple of your heads, so let me slow it down a bit more. Let me tell you a bit about myself. I'm a cartoonist, so compared to this room of stand-up comedians, I'm more of a sit-down comic. My dream is to one day make an animated movie. That way I could cast a method actor like Jared Leto or Joaquin Phoenix, see how deep they want to research the role of being a dung beetle that has to eat elephant shit all day. I went to school over in Art Center. It's over in Pasadena. I don't know if you've been. It's up at the Pasadena Mountains. It's great, like great art lessons, stuff like that. But I just couldn't stand how shallow everyone was there. Like, there's this giant sign at the entrance, and it'll flash cougar seen around. And I just was like, hey man, there's nothing wrong with women these days. What's even worse is they'll send a mass text to people saying, bear on the prowl. And it's like, I thought we were past that, right? So I ended up dropping out of Art Center because of my principles, to not wanting to pay $60,000 per semester.
Thank you. That's right.
But yeah, so I realized the world of comedy performance is pretty fractured. We've got the stand-up comics versus the improv people. Stand-up comics don't want to be lumped in with the improv crowd. The improv people, they wish they were as funny as the stand-up comics. But here's the thing. Regardless of which side of the situation you're on, I can tell you for a fact that if you bring your date to one of your performances, that's all the evidence they need to run back to fuck their ex. I should know. I was dating this one chick. She jokingly told me that she had tattoos done on her face with invisible ink. And I was like, God damn, I wish I had that joke. But anyway. So later that night, she was spending the night. I got curious, so I grabbed a UV blacklight, shined it on her. And sure enough, there were these leopard spots tattooed all over her face. Alright, so any of you been to Glendale?
Yeah.
Alright, I love Glendale. Glendale's so nice. Except for one thing. And I think you all know exactly what I'm talking about, bro. It's those smelly, dirty army surplus stores. Yeah, there's way too many army surplus stores in Glendale. What do you think I was gonna say? Armenians? No, I'm not gonna make fun of Armenians. Back in high school, I was on the wrestling team. I had our varsity squad was this melting pot of like an Armenian, a Cambodian, a Native American, Polish Jew. Yeah, it's like all over the place. Those guys were like so good at like Street Fighter and Mortal Kombat, we started calling them the Sega Genocides. And what I loved about back in high school was like in the locker room, we had these urinals that went from the wall all the way down to the ground. And I think that's the peak of urinal design, right? You just, aim away, there it goes, that's it. I really hate urinals that have like that lip sticking out, or even worse, urinal troughs, right? Because it's like, how do you expect me to pull down my pants and not hit my head on the lip, Bad design, that's what that is. But yeah, I reminisce about those days because that was when I was the most physically fit. Because like right now in my place, my bathroom is tiny. It's like so small. Like when I go in to take a shower, my butt might lightly graze my bath towel, right? And I knew that I needed to lose weight once I ended up contracting pink eye for myself. But that was the good thing about the lockdown. It gave me a chance to exercise. You know, I was making some great progress, getting fit, getting cut, and I even started to see my six-pack forming. But the problem was the six-pack wasn't lining up. It was starting to zigzag, and I have this obsessive-compulsive tendency, so it was like just driving me nuts. So I just ended up giving up on that and went back to the comfortable symmetry of my beer belly. So earlier this year, I went to go whale watching. And during that experience, I found out that I needed to get glasses because the guy in charge, he came up to me and he was like, "Sir, excuse me, you're at a Walmart." And I was like, "Oh, sorry." So I told him, like, I'm here, I'm interested in watching whales. And he goes, "Oh, brother, you came to the right place. You just need to go a couple aisles that way." I was like, "Really?" He's like, "Yeah, just go a couple aisles down that way." So I go, right? Look around the corner, and sure enough, there was the expanded, overflowing to the brim, deluxe Blu-ray collection of all the Free Willy movies. And so I picked it up, and on the way out of the Walmart, I noticed they were starting to put up the decorations for St. Patrick's Day. And I thought to myself, you know, you could take the Valentine's Day decorations that you already have and repurpose them for St. Patrick's Day. Like, they're all the same color anyway. So all you really need to do is take all the hearts, slap a cross on them, and all of a sudden, right, you got a Catholic artifact right there. Heart with a cross. And what about the baby carrots, right? The cupids? You just draw a beard on them, put a top hat on, and all of a sudden you've got like a drunken leprechaun that needs a diaper to walk around. Yeah, easy. So that's my life hack to you guys. The funny thing happened to me earlier today. I was at this intersection waiting for the bottom light to turn on, and all of a sudden this fire truck just whizzed by, just blaring away, going at full speed, and just reminded me of how much fire trucks freak me out, because they can just come out of nowhere, but just as scarily, they can disappear right in front of your eyes. Like, all you need to do is park a fire truck on a grassy field, it just disappears right into the background, right? But anyway, let me tell you about something else. I've been severely disappointed by the lack of doomsday orgies during this pandemic. I was talking to my mom about this the other day, and she told me there actually were plenty of orgies going on, it's just she never bothered to invite me after the last one we went to. See, what happened previously was, we got there, I went to my dad, "Hey, you want a drink?" She said, "Yeah." So I went over to the punch bowl, served him up a cup, no big deal, right? Well, apparently, at a doomsday orgy, everybody's supposed to drink from the punch bowl at the same time. So the cool crowd, they just stopped mid-action, turned around, and they were staring daggers at us. And it was so awkward and cringy. My dad was like so embarrassed, his face started to turn purple, started drooling at the mouth, and just dropped dead right on the spot. So, I'm sorry, Mom. Guess I'll have to get my dick wet somewhere else. Well, anyway, that's me. I'm Mark Batalla.
Oh, yeah.